Energy is the constant by which a relation of existence may be measured. No matter what the case is for that which exists, in order for it to exist, it must interact. The first or absolute interaction is the interaction of self, where that which exists distinguishes itself from that which makes it possible. The minimum interaction required is the interaction with itself. This interaction is the distinction necessary so that it may operate on its behalf. Any interaction can be considered a relationship of distinction, consisting of an identity which describes an existence. Therefore, a relation of existence is a distinction which supports an identity, and its interaction becomes the nature of it. Energy happens because to exist is to interact. The process of identification where there is a distinction of the potential supports an identity that can be expressed. This expression is the terms for energy that we are familiar with. The expression of it is the position for it, for every interaction of its potential or the potential for it. What we get is a state for and of its potential, which we can use to describe the property of it. The position is not there waiting. It is more so a result of the interaction that happens, and should be considered as part of the requirements for the stabilization of the interaction and expression. The interaction of anything can be considered a relationship where the identity of it distinguishes the position and potential to each other, or that which it interacts with. Energy conservation means all relations adjust until there is a stable balance of existence between them, or a stable state of them, including the resolution of any unstable relations about them. Interaction describes the process of identification, where to identify is to sustain an existence for however long in any kind of form. In this sense, to identify is to be identified. The nature of interacting produces an identity of energy. One of the most recognized identities of energy is E equals mc squared. Since to exist is to interact, we may say that all things express a form of energy, and the fundamental reason why is because all things are a form of energy. We can represent this form as the relationship of self, describing the interaction that at the very least must support a distinction by which the form is able to sustain an existence. Energy becomes the constant by which a relation of existence may be measured. The default amount of energy any distinction has is determined by its relation to existence, which is the expressive state of the interaction of potential, which then describes the identity of itself. Therefore, it can be said that all things are an expression of that which makes them possible, and will always at least represent this common relation.